Hello, hello, hello. Hola, everyone. How are you? My name is SonjaMarie. If you landed upon my face and you don't know who I am, that's who I is. SonjaMarie. Here to give you some astrological information, some insight for this week of August 7th, 2023. And if you are used to me, you know who I is, and you are a return repeat offender. Welcome back and thank you. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining us. I've missed you all. I've missed you all. It's been 2 weeks since I've been doing YouTube, that's for sure, and doing a quick little rundown on Instagram. I have been peeking on Instagram every now and again to see what's going down. And same old thing. Same old thing. I really didn't miss too much, but I missed y'all. I miss talking to y'all and sharing information with y'all. That's for sure. That's what I miss. So as I let people ride on in and get their notifications, I just want to say thank you first and foremost. And this is mainly for all the people coming in after the fact. Thank you for the sweet, sweet 20 something women. Now I say 20 something because officially I made 20, the number 20 in Costa Rica. However, Hollis, aka Rakita, who is our administrative lead in a sense, she didn't come this year, but she's included. So I'm going to say 21. Thank you. Thank you for the 21 people for the 6th annual Wordlife Astrology Retreat to Costa Rica. Thank you for making it an incredible success. Now, it was quite different. It was quite different than the rest of them. And I don't want to get into way too many details, but I'll be truthful with you. That's one of the reasons why I like doing these gosh darn retreats, because you never know what you're going to get. It could drive a motherfucker crazy, or it could make me elated as ever, all get out. I tell you truthfully, I was a little bit of both this year, but I know one thing: the power of our ancestors, the power of that incredible land. Costa Rica is so incredibly generous and beautiful and abundant, and it's like paradise. And again, it just keeps giving and giving and giving. The people keep giving and giving and giving. And depending on who you are, you can keep taking and taking and taking too. So we loved that part of it. I'll speak for myself, especially love Costa Rica for that, for how the Ticos y Ticas treated us, for the land and the awesome messages that came through. I don't know if y'all seen any of my pictures on Instagram, but it's this tree that I kind of coined for myself and maybe for everyone else that came with us as the mother tree, who was literally giving loud ass messages. I know it sounds crazy for those people who don't appreciate trees the way I do and don't talk to trees the way I do, or hug them for that matter. But they do talk. And the spirit of that tree and all the ancestors that dwelled in between has so much to say. And it was just really, really awesome. Now, the food was incredible. Puerto Rico Resort and Spa. If you ever want to just get away for a good 4 days by yourself or with one or two people, look them up. They'll treat you right from the moment you step down to the moment you get back. I mean, leave their property. I mean, honestly, I can't big them up any longer. And Eduardo over there telling me that SonjaMarie sent you from Wordlife Astrology. He's the bomb diggity, and he's a sweet Cancer guy. In any case, there were a few people there that who weren't in our group, who tried to, kind of make the trip a little imbalanced. We send prayers for them. And then there was also an interesting vibration, which I won't get too far into, which I think infiltrated our group. And I think it spawned from this. The theme this year, and I'm sharing with y'all because I know you want to hear, right? If you don't want me to hear, you can tell me to shut up. And be polite about it. But I'm sharing with y'all because maybe you want a little backstory. And I don't mind sharing a little bit. Because there's always details. Then there was a little thing, the third thing that kind of slipped through our group. And I honestly think it had a lot to do with the theme of this year. And the theme of this year was living the light. Now, although it may seem like, okay, that's a pretty clear assignment. And I'm going to say hello to everyone that's in here in a few minutes, even though you may think, okay, that's a pretty clear assignment, live your life. Well, how did I, or your light rather, living the light was the theme, right? Live your light, live your light. First of all, you have to be able to identify what that light is inside of you. Second of all, if you do know it and your ego is getting a hold of it for the first time because you haven't shone in a really long time, you can overcompensate that shine. So there poses a challenge. Y'all with me so far? Right? And then the other part, I'm gonna get to y'all in a minute because I see some red exclamations. And then the other part is, while you're shining, are you offending anybody while you shine? Now, what I mean by that, and let's go to the analogy, because some people will say, take up space, sis, as I've been saying all week long in Costa Rica, and after that, take up space, take up space. But here's the thing about taking up space too, because I know y'all may seem like, well, you fucking shine. It doesn't matter who you shine on and how you shine, but the sun is even responsible for its shine. No, think about it. The sun doesn't have a conscious idea like, should I shine 20% over here and 90% over there? That's 110, Sonja. That's not possible. 20% over here and 80% over there. I mean, yeah, does the sun do all of that? I don't think so. The sun just shines. However, some never think about this. The sun is not as close to us to burn us and fry us neither. So sometimes when we shine way too much past that 100%, because we want to get it out so badly, we can char people. We can affect people. Now, here is the question. Is that your problem? If you care for people, it is. If it's somebody that you don't care about, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying this in a facetious way. I'm talking about if you don't care about their response. You understand what I mean? Because on some level, the people that we love, we do care about how they respond. We do want them to get the maximum shine on them without burning them. Right? I mean, that's a yes, y'all. Thank you, Bijou. I appreciate that. How you doing, by the way, sweet lady? Does that make sense? So it was a lot of this adjustment, in my opinion, and from what I can see, because being a retreat leader is not easy. It's not easy. And I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it, because oftentimes people think, oh yeah, you just call 20 people and ask them to deposit some money or whatever, and you just invite them all to the spot, and everybody else takes care of everything else, get 1 or 2 workshops together, say what you got to say, and go on home. Nah, it really is not that simple. As much as I would like it to be, it's really, really not. I said this to my son the other day, and forgive me, y'all, I haven't been here in a minute, so I'm a chat. Y'all ready for my chat? My download? Good thing it's a video, you can come back. I said this to my son the other day. Sometimes doing a retreat is like me having a band with 20 people. I used to say having a band is not the easiest thing, although it seems like it, because you're married to everybody in your band in order to get what it is best for you and the situation at hand. Does that make sense? Are y'all with me? Does that make sense? This delay may be a little slow, but so when you do a retreat, you're literally married, and or the mama, and or the overseer in the best way possible. Don't put the history on that word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You have to oversee the situation in a kind and generous and forceful at times kind of way in order to keep the bubble tight, in order to keep the love flowing, in order to keep the intention rocking. Because some people come and disperse, or I should say, shut down the intention with or without your consent, or with or without their own consciousness. Does that make sense? So it's like when you're playing with a band, or you're playing with a bunch of people or whatever, you have to be mindful of everything that's going down. It was an interesting year to be mindful of all the energy. But at the same time, I love the fact that everybody was doing their best to shine. That's what makes me excited. And that's what makes me happy to report that this 6th annual retreat was an absolute divine success. Because even if you are crawling and shaking and falling and getting up and dimming your light to shine your light, to bring it back to dim, to overpower, and going through all of these adjustments, it's necessary. Even though you are doing that, you are committed to your shine in some kind of way, because in the back of your mind, it's like, I got to get this thing. I got to get this thing right. I got to feel that's right for me and the people that are around me. You understand what I'm saying? If you're sitting in one corner and saying, I'm a fucking shine how I want to shine, that's selfish. You understand what I mean? If you're sitting in another corner, I'm not going to shine for nobody. They don't deserve none of this shit. I'm going to keep all this for me. That's selfish. You understand what I'm saying? If you're sitting there being calculated and divvying things out, that's selfish. There's a dance to shining. There's an absolute creative collaborative that happens when you shine. And in my opinion, I did my very, very best as the retreat facilitator, leader, however you want to call it, or her. What that is, to promote everybody's shine by allowing us all to have respect for each other's shine. Y'all get that? Try jumping in a double dutch rope and turning at the same time. I'll leave you with that. Otherwise, it was so fucking awesome. Awesome, awesome. And I want you to get your coins together if you want to come next time to the retreat. There's several places that I'm kind of putting it on my tongue. I'm not going to say it. There's several places that I'm looking at right now. Like literally, I came after the gosh darn retreat and started researching and calling up folks and making shit happen because I'm planning it. It's going down. So hold on your coins if you want to come, or if you don't and you'd like to join the Village Hut, I'm going to announce that as well, coming up very soon as well. So you're going to come to the retreat, drop your deposit, or drop your deposit for the Village Hut that lasts for 8 weeks. All right, so I can teach y'all some spirituality and astrology. Enough of the assignments. I want to say what's up to y'all. Assignments, announcements that feel like assignments. What up, y'all? What up, Kimberly? What's up, Bijou? Again and again. Phoenix. I had the best time with Phoenix this year, I have to say. I loved hugging you. I loved squeezing you. I loved laughing with you. I love how you just took care of everybody in the space and the crew. That's my Phoenix. Miss J is here. Miss Lady J. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. There's Katrina. Sonia, get it right. I left all my thoughts in Costa Rica. Katrina's here. Tamara's here. What up, Tam? Blue Maya. What's going on, sweet tea? And Milana is here. And that's all I see new. Oh, Mystery Saka is here. Giselle, KB. What's going on, everyone? Okay, I just wanted to make sure I had a little roll call back to you. What up, Mo Child? Let's go. Hey, Sonjamarie is back. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Doing a Sonjamarie dance? I appreciate you. All right, let's talk about this week. Any questions? I thought I saw a question, but Bijou was just putting up the instructions. If you do have a question, please put a question mark in front and behind the sentence, like in Espanol, as Bijou may have said. And please put up some thumbs up on this video. 12 is already up there. I appreciate you already. And know, hi, D is delectable. And know that we're going to get started talking about this week. It's interesting. It's interesting in a really, really interesting kind of way. Interestingly. So put that thing. We already talked about Leos, didn't we? We are fresh in Leo season, definitely in Leo season. A couple of planets, just a nice little review. A couple of planets are going retrograde. There will be 7 to go retrograde in about a week or so. Whew, as Mercury goes retro next week. If it's not next week, it's the beginning of the following week. And yeah, we'll have a bunch of planets in retro then, because Jupiter's going to go retro and Mercury's going to go retro, and then it'll be a total of 7. Goodbye. My brain is on its own little spin right now. However, I think it's necessary. Now, let me pause and ask you this question. Have you been driving yourself crazy about making any decisions, or about being slow? Or have you, and please talk among yourselves if you can, you know how we do. Have you been like sitting back, kind of basking in this summertime feel, not necessarily wanting to do too much and not being pressed to do too much? I want to know the answers, and I want y'all to talk among yourselves to see, just want to check in, do a little temperature check and see how you're feeling, because it's about to get slower. And I don't want you to get, let me say this, too hasty and overconfident about some things. You know, that's what I've noticed too, just being in the world and not being able to talk about it, not just at the retreat. So I don't want y'all to think that I've singled people out at the retreat, because I've been back a week already. And I've been watching people out in the world too. There's an interesting shine, Leo energy. And then I thought about it too. It's the first time I did a retreat while the sun was in Leo. And when the sun is in Leo, it does kind of bring out an interesting kind of feel. People get a little bit more proud, a little bit more boastful. People feel like, and it's not just people who are Leo or have Leo energy in them. Again, we get this energy on us when we are in the season of whatever it is. So if we're in Leo season, how do you respond to more confidence? How do you respond to more courage? How do you respond to being a bully? How do you respond to being bullied? Because this is all Leo energy. How do you respond to the generosity of people, or you being generous towards someone? Who's the takers in this crew and who's the givers? In Leo season, you start to see that. Ooh, the latter for sure. Who's the takers and who's the givers? And if you a taker, you might want to check yourself. Ooh, as the bing came on the bing, came on the bing. You know what I mean? You might want to check yourself. Leo energy does not like to take without giving. I'm just going to say all that. So I just wanted to fill in the blanks and fill in the big ups to Leo energy for the lions and the lionesses out there. Let them know they are not forgotten, because Leos want to be remembered over and over and over again. We love you and we thank you for your joy and your party and your boldness. We thank you. Even as if you want to bully some things and you have these high expectations, we thank you, because we know that you are the sun and that your ruler is the sun. Talking to the Leo and the Leo energy people, and that you are doing your best to just get out there and make everyone shine, allow everyone to shine. But remember, Leo energy, and for all of us as well, sometimes people don't want to shine. And sometimes people, when they do shine, it's in a weird kind of way, kind of like just what I was explaining at the top of this. Do I need any more confirmation? All the dings and the dings. You dig what I'm saying? So let's start off with this week. Talking about Monday, with the moon being in Taurus, sextile and Saturn. Let me see if y'all have any questions real quick. I see no questions. Y'all good? I like that you asked. Y'all good? Been relaxing this summer, going to see live music things. Good for you, Kimberly. I need to come to New York and do them things. Do them things with you. Tam's been chilling. Giselle, love the Leo energy. I hear you. Get it on you. Get it on you. Sometimes we need that little push too. Again, that's why I put it out there like that. You can benefit from it, or it can kind of shake you up a little bit, depending on who you are. You know what I mean? It's your life. You translate it to how you want to translate it. But let's start with Monday. And again, remember, this weekly rundown, if you don't remember, is a general kind of rundown. How you respond to it is dependent on your particular chart and what you're going through personally at the time. But today, generally speaking, with the moon being in Taurus, it will sextile Saturn being in Pisces, going retrograde. Please ask as many questions as you want. I'm going to do my best to answer them, okay? Remember, Saturn is about challenges and fears and lessons learned and our dad shit and limitations and restrictions and hard work and diligence and discipline, right? And it is being aspected favorably by the moon being in Taurus. I like when the moon is in Taurus oftentimes. Again, I preface this with saying that only because we have to look at these aspects in certain signs in a way in which can benefit us. What can we get the good out of it? And the moon being a Taurus allows us, in my opinion, to think slower, to be a little bit more purposeful, methodical, understanding, maybe some stubborn energy, but it is helping us, as this aspect suggests, that is helping us get our lessons. Saturn is helping us get our challenges. It's helping us get this fear that's coming up. What's helping us to slow down moon and Taurus kind of energy, the energy of being stable, of being purposeful today, is helping us to push through any ethereal challenges we may have. Ethereal because Saturn is in Pisces. You understand? So there may be some things that come up in your spirit that you're not too sure about. The moon in Taurus says, well, slow down, sit down, have a meal, think slow enough so you can get it. That's just one example. You understand what I mean? That Saturn in Pisces allows us to, again, to take our time, but more specifically, take our time and being compassionate to others. So possibly maybe today at a point, if we came across somebody or something in which we needed to add more compassion, more understanding to, maybe our emotional nature being slower today, being in Taurus, will allow us to access that compassion that we need to have. Now, remember, Saturn is in Pisces and it's going retrograde. So these frustrations of Saturn may have come up again. So you may have the initial thought of, oh, again, I got to deal with this. Oh, again, I got to feel this way. Oh, again, I got to adjust this. Yes. Yes. Y'all do know that that's how spirituality works, right? That's how astrology works. That's how energy works. Bottom line, point blank, period. You don't read a book, you don't watch a video, you don't tune into a goddamn instruction and get it the first time over. You don't have a reading with me for however many hundreds of dollars and get it one time and then be like, I'm cool, I'm clear. You don't get, take some vitamin C and all of a sudden your cancer's fucking clear or whatever. You get what I'm saying? The point of the matter is that you got to ride it, you got to work it, you got to do it methodically, you got to be in a discipline of it, to make things happen, to make things change, to make you push past fear. Saturn in Pisces going retrograde is not a personal attack to anybody. And this feels personal, especially to the Pisces out there, especially to anybody that has Sun in Pisces, Moon in Pisces, or Pisces rising. They are going through it right now. And they think that the hardships that they're feeling and the hard times that they're having is so personal. What did I do in a past life that I got to get hardcore about my own shit? Not a damn thing. It's just time for you to not be as naive as you have been, Pisces people, and that Pisces energy, and kind of ante up. Tighten up the bootstraps, work a little differently, work a little harder in order for you to receive the results that you want over and over and over again. It's called discipline. So today, that Moon in Taurus slowing us down, making us a little solid on some things, a little trepidatious about some things, is actually helping us to get this Saturn Pisces challenge and or discipline over again, because we have to keep applying it in order to change. You want to be peaceful? You want to be peaceful? You got to work at it. That's what that message is. Okay? Okay. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate you. Moving on to Tuesday, because that's the only gosh darn aspect for today. Let's talk about tomorrow. I come back juice and all my Pisces ass. Okay, then. Okay then. Bijou, I'm not messing with you right now. I'm not trying to be on you, baby, but I am trying to say that Pisces information is very, very interesting. And again, that Pisces people and information who have strong Pisces in them can be very, very sensitive and ultra hyper emotional. And again, can take Saturn's whipping, because Saturn whips us into shape for sure, in the best way possible. There's always rewards at the end of it. But that Saturn whipping can be really, really hard on Pisces energy, because again, you're taking it personal. Oh my God, it's about me. What did I do wrong? Nobody said it's about you. It's about your ways getting tightened up. It's about, okay, you can be naive and you can be out there, but watch when you turn this corner. It's about, okay, it's good to color out of the lines every now and again, but look who's watching you coloring out of the lines. Y'all get what I'm saying? Do I have to say more? Because that's some real shit. And Pisces people, even Cancers and Scorpios, are feeling that shit. But it's helping you to grow. It's helping you to get stronger. It's helping you to stand up. It's helping you to count your money properly. It's helping you to speak and put up your boundaries, Pisces energy. Like, utilize that before this shit snaps back into direct motion in October. Because you need to see what are the things that you was doing. As it's in review right now, you need to see what you have been doing in the past and that you haven't been protecting yourself and or dealing with your fears or your upsets or your boundaries and all that shit in the way you were in the past. It's trying to teach you something now. So when it goes direct, you can go to direct and forget about it. Learn that lesson and keep it pushing. Okay, I said enough. Good God. Y'all get this? Yes, Kay? Okay. Ask questions. Please ask questions. And again, it's not personal. Tuesday, tomorrow, the moon stays in Taurus for a little while. While that moon is in Taurus, it's going to conjunct Jupiter. You got to love that. I have no idea why I had a dream about Jupiter. Ooh, that just came up. I'm not going to go down that hole because I don't even know what it looks like. It just hit me. You ever had that feeling, squirrel? When you know you had a dream about something because the word or the visual sparks it. And then it's like, that's all I got. Can't go down any further. I just had a dream about Jupiter. I hope that means some blessings are going to come to me. Because if they come to me, I'm giving it away to everybody. But the moon will conjunct, which means the moon and Jupiter will be in the same sign tomorrow. Good times and blessings find you slow yet steady and requires you to receive a different form of joy. I like that. Different forms of joy. That's the theme for this week, by the way. Not only different forms of joy, but different forms in the way you're going to receive your blessings and maybe surprises that you may or may not believe. But on Tuesday, it opens it up. On Tuesday, it's like, hey, what up, Nick Butler? On Tuesday, it's like, what's going on? I definitely want tomorrow. I definitely want these blessings in a methodical, slow, like Taurus kind of way. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet, but I open my arms to receive them all. Now, here's the situation why it may look a little different. Next aspect, because the moon is squaring the sun. So tomorrow, where the moon and Jupiter are buddies, remember the moon is about emotional expression, joy, sadness, all the expressions you want to name, good and bad. The moon is about expression, whereas Jupiter is about the blessings and the opportunities, the overwhelming goodness. And when they come together, it's a beautiful thing. That's why it's like, all right, let the good times roll, but they're going to come in a different kind of way. You know why? Because the sun, which is in Leo, is squaring that moon in Taurus, which will eventually square Jupiter that day or the next day. So the bottom line, are you questioning the sun in Leo, questioning Jupiter's blessings as it squares it, questioning the moon in Taurus as it squares the feeling? It's never, never, never the best day when the sun and the moon are squaring. That's tomorrow. Even though we feel good and we know the blessings are coming with the moon and Jupiter conjuncting, tomorrow the moon and the sun will not be working together. So the bottom line is that you feel the blessings coming on you, and then all of a sudden the sun goes in Leo. But what about me? What about that extra $10 you were supposed to give me? What about shining like this? What about Leo energy? Can be such a bully, and I will attest to it because I have a lot of Leo in me and I do my best to check it. But it can be such bullying, pushing, forceful kind of energy that oftentimes it will talk itself out of its own situation. I don't want, blah, 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 lion getting bigger and bigger and bigger and taking over the screen. But Jupiter's like, bitch, I was just trying to give you a cupcake. Why are you screaming at me for no reason? Just because you don't like pink? Did you taste it? Did you taste the damn cake? Eat the cake, anime. I'm just joking. So watch out for tomorrow. Watch out when those dualistic feels come. You know you deserve the goodness that's coming, but then it's something about your ego that goes, but I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten more. Maybe I should have. Remember, nothing is being decided on in some kind of way right now. We are all being changed in the most visceral, internal types of ways. Like it's almost uncanny. Like it's kind of weird. Squirrel, have you been having conversations with people while in the middle of your brain you're going, I need to get the fuck out of here? That's a real question. Please raise your hand or say yes, yes, y'all, if y'all been feeling that. Again, downloading like a motherfucker. The real reason I'm saying that is because we are all like internally changing, where even our closest friends sometimes, the next door neighbor we used to love chatting with every day just to get a little very, very minimalistic gossip or whatever, that's not even feeling fucking entertaining any longer. None of it. Because we're changing on the inside. Sweet tea, everybody. I mean, somebody hear me? Come on now. It's really, really interesting. So with that being said, You have to kind of watch. The reason why I said that is because you have to watch attentively. As you're changing, the things around you are changing, and nothing is set in stone yet. Things are moving. So if that Leo ego says, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm going to move it all out by myself, it may be a little bit too premature. You may need that extra block that you want to throw away. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're changing too. Maybe on Monday you feel like fuck them, and then on Friday you're like, actually, I kind of reacted a little childish on that, and I do need them to help me every now and again, and I'd love to assist them with this. And I kind of responded too quickly. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Yes, yes, y'all? We're changing. So we have to allow time, especially in this retro period, for the changes inside us and without us to do its shift. Another ding. You understand what I'm saying? We have to allow it all to shift, because if we're too hasty trying to barrel through the shifts, everybody's gonna get fucked up. Did you just see that visual? The crowd is moving, and then all of a sudden, here comes a car right between the motherfucking crowd. It's like we're all leaving, motherfucker. We're all leaving. Are y'all getting me? Tomorrow, alongside of the blessings coming at us and agreeing with our emotions, Jupiter and the moon coming together, but our emotions are kind of going up against the sun. Like I just explained, the ego is like, wait, what? I deserve more. Now, right now. Hold on, shorty. Relax. Another situation, the moon is actually trining Mars. Now that's a fucking plot twist, because somewhere in us, we're going to want to move to our better quality of life. If the moon in Taurus is saying, yeah, I deserve better, and then Mars is like, well, I'm in Virgo, bitch. I'm gonna move how you want me to move, moon in Taurus, because we get along. Now you want to move in a way in which is detailed, critical, a little discriminating, and sometimes a little blindsided. Remember, Virgo energy, especially when it's in Mars, can go into denial about some shit and just blare through some shit and be like, I ain't see nobody. I ain't see all them people in the middle of the crowd. I was just moving my car. Where are you? Who you think, the people with dots? The bottom line is be careful. Be careful as you move. So here's the upside of that. If you're moving with that Virgoian energy, and like I just explained, everything is changing. Instead of being in the car to barrel through the people, just get out the fucking car and have a straight line of where you're walking and make your way around the folks as you're walking, assured, like a Virgo, like Virgo energy, detailed, watching the person in the red shirt, because somebody said follow the person in the red shirt. Knowing what time it is as you do it. This is all Virgo energy. You don't have to do it with ego. You just got to do it with precision. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? I need y'all to talk to me. What I put here is your emotional connection to a better quality of life needs to be acted on. Yes. In a very detailed, service-oriented type of way. Not the other side of Virgo in a very in denial, kind of like I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And if there's no facts to prove or whatever, then there's no facts to prove. Ain't nobody tell me different. You get what I'm saying? Cuidado. It means be careful, watch out. All right? Because we have to be conscious. Squirrel, when we are evolving consciously, spiritually, it's not for the faint at heart, y'all. It's not. That was one of the things I was hoping to listen. During one of my workshops at the retreat and another facilitator's workshop at the retreat, the thunder was coming through so loud, y'all. I was screaming and yelling and sweating as the thunder is cracking. And I'm like, am I going to be able to get all of these downloads in? But that's one of the things, is like to be spiritual and to work through the thunder, to work through all of these moments. You got to be aware. You got to deal with what it is you have in the moment. You can't sometimes plan for the shit that's happening on Friday. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, you got to be right there at the moment, changing and adjusting and being aware and available. Does that make sense? Otherwise, you sliding back. Otherwise, you doing some shit, some hasty shit that you know damn well you shouldn't do because you're too old to do it. I hope y'all hearing me today, because I swear to God, I got a lot to say. Also on Tuesday, the moon is conjuncting Uranus. Because of the change, because the change looked good on you, go ahead and do that thing, right? The change is happening regardless, right? The moon and Jupiter got together to tell you the blessings are coming. Although the ego wants to square the moon and say, I don't know if I don't know. Relax. Just make your way through the crowd. Mars, trining the moon, make your way through the crowd. Detailed, like, hold off if you need to hold off, pause for 5 minutes, and then keep on pushing, right? Because why? The change is coming. Because the moon is conjuncting Uranus. Even though Uranus is going backwards, it's saying, yo, Uranus is about change and rebellion. It's like we are doing this because we need to change. We are doing this because everybody else seems to want to go the other way and do the same old shit all day long. The same neighbor wants to talk about the same person every fucking day. I'm over it. Let's change, right? Now, here's the other switch up. This is Tuesday leading into Wednesday, leading into Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is really tricky, y'all. This is why I'm speaking with such detail. Ask questions if I fuck your brain up. Just ask the question, however you want to ask. So I want y'all to get this. At the same time, Tuesday, here's another switch up. The moon wants to square Venus going retrograde. Oh, shit. So, as I wish I had more water and another piece of whatever the hell this is, paper towel. So Venus is in Leo, okay? Going retrograde. So right then and there's this ego surge of needing to receive your desires. Desires in what way? Desires in love. Because you know, Venus is retro, all the love interests want to come back. Desires in money. Somebody, again, going retro. So you recounting your money. Somebody needs to give you money. You know what I mean? Desires and what? How you look. I don't think I look good. I got to get my health together. I got to get my, what I need to do. I don't know. All of this shit is being questioned and going up against how you feel. This new quality of life, what I put here, this new quality feel needs to work with your desires, respect the contrary position. So here's Venus in retrograde. Here's Venus in retrograde saying, in a boastful way because it's in Leo, you owe me my money. And it's going up against the moon, the expression. So even though on Tuesday we feel all the blessings coming at us, even though we need to move in a systematic kind of way, there's still a possibility that you can get chin checked, that your ego can get checked, thinking that, oh, wait, hold on, you still owe me more. Pipe down. And I mean that in all honesty. I'm not saying like have people run over you. It's all about on this day, especially, because if you don't see the correlation, it's the moon hitting all of these other planets. So this week on Tuesday, for sure, it's about the expression. It's about the reaction. It's not necessarily what you do and don't deserve, what you should or should not do. It's how you respond to the thing. And know that one response can domino into another, it dominoes into another, dominoes into another. And before you know it, you're walking down a whole new path without your fucking consent because you let your ego and your emotional responses get out of whack without being aware. Am I speaking? Oh, y'all hear me? This thing on? Hello? Are y'all there? Come on now. I really need y'all to hear this. Tuesday is tricky, as you can tell. Ask questions if you need to. Now it gets even trickier. Here's Wednesday, as the moon slides into Gemini. It was in Taurus for those first 2 days, again, promoting some methodical thoughts and promoting the methodical yet stubborn reactions of things, right? Even though Taurus energy is stubborn, methodical and calm, it can be a little brooding too. It'll punish you as well. So remember that for Monday and Tuesday. But on Wednesday, we slide into this moon moving into Gemini. Now our reactions, our emotional nature is a totally different makeup. Now it has to do with what you say, what you hear, the information that's coming across, how witty you are, how you can negotiate, how you can't negotiate, all things communicative. You understand? Since it's in Gemini. All things superficial and easily understood since it's in Gemini, right? And the moon in Gemini will be trining Pluto as it goes retrograde, as it touches Aquarius just a little bit. So that means in Gemini, the information that's coming through on Wednesday, right? From around you, in your neighborhood, in your area, is helping you to readjust your power and your need to transform and or transmute any energy this week. So again, it goes from low centered, brooding kind of Taurus emotional energy to now we're in our head about it. We're trying to figure it out. And more specifically, trying to figure out, okay, as we wake up Wednesday, where's my power? I almost gave that shit away yesterday, being confused and not knowing what the hell this moon and Taurus wanted to do with all those Leo planets. That was Tuesday. Wednesday, it's like, okay, where's my power? How do I know the moon in Gemini? Know information where my power lies, Pluto. How can I utilize this now? Stand up and be forthright and be confident in who I am and what I know. This is Wednesday. It can assist you, but again, don't go too crazy with it. Awareness is key, and this is the reason why. Because Wednesday, Venus in Leo going retrograde squares Uranus in Taurus going retrograde. Please don't let your past desires trip you up into your future goals. Boom. So check out this scenario. All right. Again, ask questions. Well, y'all pretty quiet today. I'm giving y'all information. I got a lot to say. What it is. Talk to me. Right? With that moon trining Pluto, like I just said, got your mind right. You're like, I got the information. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. I feel kind of confident, a little bit borderline arrogant about my position and how I'm going to push through and transform through my life. And then Venus squaring Uranus goes, wait, hold on. As we do this thing, as we feel our confidence, there was some past shit that I wanted to actually, I could do it. Wait, hold on. Don't get the information in your head and the power trip that you're feeling today. This is Wednesday. Trip you up to let you know to open up the back door to bring your past desires back into your life. Don't let it dupe you to think that you're smart enough to handle the past situations when you couldn't handle them then, and you damn sure possibly maybe can't handle them now. But because you got this power trip happening with the moon and Pluto that day, now you think you can handle it? Do y'all hear where I'm going? Okay, Maya, I hope y'all understand, especially the astrology students, because Venus, and I starred this, I put an asterisk on this one, because Venus squaring Uranus can again allow you to have boo-boo come in the back door and be like, you know what? Again, I think I'm powerful enough. I think I've been exercising my muscles. I'm about to put it on you. I'm about to set you up now. See what I'm saying? I love Gemini and Aquarius energy, but I'm going to say it like I know it. That shit they play head games sometimes. And with the moon and Pluto both being in air signs, there's a head trip that you can get yourself caught up into if you want to feel that Pluto power, as this Venus and Uranus is sneaking on past there that doesn't have anything to do with that. So here you got boo-boo coming in the back door convincing you to give him another chance. Here you have other money-making opportunities convincing you to give them another chance. And you think because of this air arrogance, Gemini Aquarius arrogance, you can do it. Pipe down. If it's in the past, it's probably a good reason why. I'm not saying don't do things that are in the past, but make sure it's no power trip that you are trying to prove to yourself or anybody else to bring those past situations back into your house. Through the back door, no less. Because you don't want to change some shit. Uranus. Venus squaring Uranus. Because you don't want to change. So you're going to bring the past desires back in to kind of, and here's the whole thing, I know I'll cut that sentence off, but you have a situation, Squirrel, where you feel like you have loved Venus. You have given money, Venus, and invested in people and situations so much so you want to heal them to their end, or you want to see them when they get better, or you feel like, okay, they've been a project, or this relationship has been a project, or being in this job has been a project. I've been investing so much energy, time, money, blood, sweat, and tears into this shit. I'm gonna make sure this shit is ending. That's fucking ego. That's ego. That's ego. I'm just going to say it. Because oftentimes we don't need to have a relationship go to the end. We don't need to have friendships that you meet on some trauma bonding shit or even on some happy bonding shit and need to go through it completely till they die. Season, reason, lifetime, man. I'm just saying. This is on Wednesday. Cuidado. You can bring some past shit in because your brain is taking over. Think that you need to finish that because you invested in it. At the same time, the moon squaring Saturn is got you in your feelings about the fears and the lessons that you've been learning. So you're getting a double time. Blah, blah. You're getting a double time. Double cut. Uppercut, double cut. Double jab, whatever the fuck. You're getting hit twice. The bottom line is that Saturn squaring the moon in Gemini. Now Saturn is like, wait, hold on. You know, I got scenarios in my head all the time. Saturn is like, wait, in Pisces. I know Gemini, moon. You're all knowing and you got some information and you in that Pluto Aquarius situation. Y'all been trying to, run this day thinking that y'all got it all figured out, and we're going to transform some shit. But that Saturn in Pisces says, but we didn't finish learning the lessons. We didn't finish getting those compassionate, disciplined rules that you have to apply. I mean that. Stop being mean. Stop being mean to people and stop wanting people to be how you want them to be. That's what Saturn in Pisces is saying. Allow people to be who they are. That's not an easy feat for a lot of people. It's not. So on Wednesday, you think you got all this air information happening in your brain, and then here comes Saturn squaring the moon going, wait, hold on. You think you know it all? You still learning your lessons about your father. You still learning how to be compassionate. You still learning how to open up your heart. How you going to transform? How you really going to be a boss if you don't know how to love, if you don't know how to forgive, if you don't know how to understand people, if you don't know how to give space for people, if you don't know how to be bold enough to say, you know what, you fucking hurt me. And I need you to either rectify that shit or get the hell up out of my way. Saturn and Pisces, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. I'm just the messenger. And at the end of the day, Wednesday, here goes back around another little star moment I put next to this aspect. Mercury trining Jupiter. I love that. So here's the deal about that. If you stay in the vibration, hear where I'm going. If you stay in the vibration of knowing what you know, right? Because you have done the research, because you have the understanding, it in Virgo, Mercury in Virgo is trining Jupiter. Look for the information and or the messages to support the opportunity. Oh shit. That means if you stay calm, don't power trip too much, allow Jupiter to speak to you. Mercury says, here comes some information, or possibly maybe here comes a phone call, motherfucker, or here comes a goddamn email. It says, I want to reward you for staying steadfast. I'd like to, I like to take you out. I'd like to do something for you for keeping calm, for being a mediator, for being patient, for understanding me. I like to reward you, give you an opportunity. Remember, Jupiter comes in the smallest rewards or the hugest rewards. Understand that. At the end of the day, Wednesday, if you can keep your cool, that Mercury can hook up with Jupiter, and here comes a message just for you. I hope this makes sense. Hey, Tenjin, how you doing? I ain't seen you in the month of Sundays. Y'all with me on this? This is something else. I like this. Okay, so then it gets even trickier. Now, the reason why I say I like it, let me squirrel out and say say it again. The reason why I like this is because I like being on my toes. Personally, I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. The corner that I've made, I'm not giving anybody or myself for that reason any excuses to be anything better than who the fuck I am. Does that make sense? I mean, for real. And if anything or anybody comes into my space that wants to throw that off of me being my best, I'm not fucking with them. I'm not even talking to them or in that moment, or I'm just like, what? You know why? Because I want to be able to create the world in which I want to live in. And some people may think this to be idealistic, but it is not. I understand, and so do we all, what's going on in the world. But on some level, we have to be able to control our own peace and our own motherfucking happiness and our own evolution out this motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? So here's a time. I like this. I like this kind of work of awareness, because here's a time that really sharpens you to make you either walk or fucking get off the pot. Shit or get off the pot. Walk the talk the walk, or just step to the side. Are you that fake 'em? You just watch me because you just like watching me because I'm cute? Or are you applying this information to your life? And I mean that with every fucking thing. I know I'm cute and I know I'm funny, but are you applying this information to your life to get better? And when you fuck up, you go, oops, I apologize to myself and whoever else, and then I continue to go on. This is the kind of work that we're doing, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So let me keep it pushing. On Thursday, I hope y'all get what I'm saying, and I hope it means something to you. On Thursday, that moon goes into Gemini still in Gemini. Y'all understand? I'm so glad y'all applying it. Let's go. Let's be better. Let's be better and check each other for it. Even though I got a lot of Leo in me, I'd love for somebody to check me every now and again. Like, check me. Sonja, that wasn't cool. All right, well, what's cool? What you need? What do you need? That's my go-to question from now on. What do you need? And if you tell me nothing, then it's nothing. I'm so funny to myself sometimes. I'm over it, and I'm over people that make us work too hard. Why we make each other work too hard? Do I need to squirrel out? For real, for real? Stop making people work hard to love you. That's to me too. I'm over it. I'm over all of it. Is anything okay? What do you need? You don't need nothing? Okay. Until you need something, I won't think about it. At the end of the day, what you gonna do? Fucking go crazy? Go through mind games with motherfuckers about the shit that they need and what they don't need and how much they need, and I thought you needed it on Monday when you really needed it on Thursday, and why we do that to each other and ourselves? Fuck that. I'm over it. That's why I'm staying aware in this situation for what I got. I hope. Thank y'all for letting me go on that ramble. Y'all should see my goddamn dog. She's half off the thing. She just got up. We talk about her. She was half on the pillow and half off the pillow. That was funny. Okay. Thursday. Let me keep it moving. If I miss y'all with anything, please put up a question or a comment. On Thursday, the moon will be in Gemini. It's going to square Mercury, and look at that. So we go to bed Wednesday knowing that the information that was coming to us through Mercury, right? Remember, Mercury is about information, about strategizing, processing information. It's about talking, listening, all things communicative, right? Mercury was in a great position with Jupiter Wednesday night. We go to bed knowing that, okay, we're going to be blessed for the information that's coming through. Cool. Wake up Thursday morning, start questioning your damn self, because Mercury is now squaring the moon in Gemini. Good God. So this is the tricky part, because both Gemini and Mercury is some heady fucking energy, both ruled by Mercury in two different kind of mercurial ways. And when two planets that are in Gemini and Mercury come together, that's like a barbed wire fence of thought. Do y'all get that? Any astrologers out there understand what I'm talking about? When you have the moon in Gemini that's already emoting in a goddamn compartmental, dualistic type of way that Geminis do, right? Just produces masters of the brain like that, but that's coming out in the emotional kind of way, like meaning you're responding in like a multitudinal kind of way, and it's going up against what the brain is saying in Virgo, like, wait, hold on, I got all of this information, but I got to make it detailed, I got to make it right, I got to make it, I have to be critical about it, I got to make sure that I edit it, I got to edit it and then return it back. And then Gemini emotion is like, fuck all that, just give me the information, I can handle it all at one time. And then the brain is like, I can't handle all at one time because I'm making sure everything goes in the right position. I'm fucking exhausted even talking about it. Watch out for Thursday, especially for Geminis, Pisces, Sagittarius, and what's the other mutable sign? Gemini, Pisces, Virgo. Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Virgo. Thursday, it can literally be a mind-bending type of day for y'all. I'm just saying. Okay? Because all of that mutable energy will be squaring in opposition each other. And when the brain is in the midst of that, as we're trying to be centered in this retrograde field, because that's the only planet, one of the few that's left that's not in retrograde. So you thinking clearly, but it's going up against Gemini. Ugh. Barbed wire fence. Do y'all get it? Y'all get this? Please ask questions if you don't. It's very important. That's an interesting day. And at the same time, the moon, being in Gemini, is sextiling the sun. So now the moon in Gemini is like trying to egg on that Leo energy. Trying to egg on the boastful partier in you. Okay. If you need to party on Thursday, you need to go outside because it's 90 degrees at midnight. Do that. Like have a very superficial day on Thursday. Don't try to decide anything or break your brain about something new and improved that's happening when it has to do with a lot of information. Just keep it light. Because with the moon sextiling the sun, at least you want to keep it like a party. The moon being in Gemini, the sun being in Leo, you can have a good time. Maybe some sports situations, maybe a good kickball game or something, maybe a good game night or something with the family. Truly keep it light and as little intelligence as possible. Does that make sense? And I hope you understand why I'm doing this. Saying that rather. And then, entonces, the moon squares Mars. So on Thursday, that moon squares Mercury, waking up, already fucking figuring out, oh my God, did I make the right decisions? I don't know. However, the moon is sextiling the sun. All right, fuck it. Let's keep it happy. Let's play a board game. I don't want to think too much. That's the assignment, okay? Because then if you do too much, Mars being the action, the motivation, that's squaring the moon in Gemini too. It's the brat in me that wants to cry. That's confusing. Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, and Virgos, be very careful on that day. Don't get caught up in your shit. And y'all know what shit I'm talking about. That heady carousel shit. Okay? Because then if you do Mars against what it is that you're getting caught up in the barbed wire fence about, it'll be hard for you to backtrack. Remember, Mars is about movement and motivation and execution, but Mars is also anger. It's also anger. So all you got to do is set it off. Set it off, Queen Latifah. Next thing you know, we all dying and ain't going to Mexico. Only Jada got to go to Mexico. That's some fucked up shit. I'm just saying. Set on my chin. Okay. Cuidado on Thursday. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All right. Friday, as we're moving on through, thank y'all for staying here. 25 thumbs up. I appreciate that. And 28 people. Let everybody know that a sister is forward, okay? Y'all can share this video. Y'all can donate to my channel via Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, or just share it. Put a little clip on there with my cute little face. And let everybody know what we're talking about. In my opinion, it's some real deal Holyfield shit. But I mean, you never know. They may think the same, or they may be like, that's some bullshit. What song you talking about? Anyway, Friday, let's go on through it. The moon is in Gemini still. It's going to go into Cancer, though, at 6:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For most of the day, it's going to be in Gemini as it sextiles Venus going retrograde. So make sure your desires are slipping back into Make sure the desires you're slipping back into are not feelings driven. Yes. Okay. So the only reason why I say yes is because, Venus going backwards. Again, it's our desires. It's our love interest coming back, being in retrospect, right? Being reconsidered. Just remember when they come back around to be reconsidered, just because it's sextiling the moon and it feels good, don't mean it's good. Because if the one that's reconsidering going back to somebody is watching right now, they're probably going to wait till Friday. And trip somebody up. Don't do that. Don't manipulate people in that way. All right? Because the moon will trick you into thinking, oh, this feels so good. He came back. She came back. Yes, yes, yes. No. Ask questions. Qualify. Questions over and over and over again. That's what I'm going to say. And again, on Friday, that moon that was just sextile and that Venus going retrograde, letting them in through the back door. Now it feels good. I don't know. The moon, though, is now square in Neptune. Now you can't see. Now you all confused. Remember, Neptune is about confusion and delusion and spirituality and music and imagination and art. If it's square in that moon, so your feelings are like, I think I want to go back with him. Because it's being led by your desires, Venus, right? And Neptune is like, no. I disapprove. I disapprove. So much so that Neptune will imagine a hurricane of imaginative thoughts, ethereal thoughts, spiritual thoughts outside your brain. You start to get it confused. Is that my grandmother saying to go back with John? Grandma, was that you? It wasn't your grandmother, bitch. You know that. That's Neptune confusing you. Go to bed and wake up the next morning and ask her again. Don't let Neptune confuse you on Friday. I'm just saying. Because you may be a little irritated. The moon will quincunx Pluto as well. So if you're too quick to respond to your feelings, you may feel like this person has taken you off your square, has taken power from you, has intimidated you in some kind of way, has banged on that back door a little too hard, and you had no other choice but to let him in, and now you resent that shit. Now you irritated. Are y'all hearing me? I'm just saying, cousins, I'm just saying. On Saturday, one aspect, the moon is trining, Saturn going retrograde. Here comes the reward for facing your fears. Open up and get it. Open up and get it. It's no more time to be afraid. I mean, this is the season of, if you're afraid, close your eyes and fucking look like a fool doing it. And if people want to laugh, look at them and ask them, what'd you do? Have you done anything new? And if you did you fall? Did you make a mistake? Or did you do it perfectly? And if you did it perfectly, bravo to you. Get the fuck out that my way and let me get to my perfection of the way that I like the way that I do things. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's no more time for sitting back contemplating whether it's your fears is controlling your life or your fears controlling your life. Your fears controlling your life, or absolutely your spirit being built up to a point in which you can handle any fears that come your way. That's a real motherfucking question and concern. And on Saturday, with the moon trining that Saturn in Pisces going retrograde, you will be questioned. How you doing? Your strength test. How you feeling? How you flexing? How your fears treating you? You getting stronger because of it? Your lessons keep coming back in your face. Are you still bothered by it? People still pushing that envelope? Did you already tell them no? 17 times no? Tell them 18. That's what Saturday is about, with Saturn and the moon coming together. I hope y'all understand this. Most welcome, Medea. How you doing, sweetie pie face? Right? Okay, Sunday. And then maybe I'll read one or two people, and then we'll do this card. I really want y'all to ask me some questions, though. So get some questions ready outside of the sun, the moon, the rise read that I'm going to engage in. If two people want to ask me any other questions about the village hut that's going to start, the new retreat that's going to start, anything about any astrological information, any downloads that you've had that you want to share, anything, because I miss y'all. I want to talk to y'all. Okay, Sunday, last thing. The moon goes into Cancer, or it's in Cancer, because Saturday is actually, Friday night it went into Cancer, 6:52 p.m. So it'll be in Cancer on Saturday, and it'll be in Cancer on Sunday as well. That means it will sextile Jupiter, feeling good, because Jupiter's in Taurus. Remember, Cancer and the moon, Cancer being the moon in Cancer, and then Jupiter being in Taurus comes together. That's a good feeling. That's a lot of eating. Ooh, maybe I can cook on Sunday. The moon sextile is Mercury. Oh, speak with confidence, but in a very detailed way. If people ask you over and over and over again what's going down on Sunday, don't get messed up. People need clarity on Sunday. Okay, just know that Mercury in Virgo is being sextile by that moon in Cancer. People just need clarity. Let people receive clarity. What's wrong with people having clarity? Ask as many questions as possible. Clarity. Yep. Especially with that Venus and being retro hit a couple times this week. You want to make sure qualify. The moon will conjunct Venus going retrograde. Remember, not the moon, the sun. The sun is in Leo, conjunct Venus in Leo, retrograde. Shine in the value, whatever value you stand in that day, even though it hasn't been proven. Because Venus is going backwards, again, we are changing. And we are not only seeing new loves and money that's owed to us taking its time, new loves coming back, or money that's owed to us that's taking its time. We're also questioning how we need to be valued and what work and things that we should do and say in order to be valued, our emotions to be valued, and all of that. On Sunday, you can kind of see. You kind of see why you've been putting these boundaries up. You kind of see why you've been going through this Venus retrograde field, because the sun is hitting it. There's illumination on it. It brings some core kind of understanding to why you believe that you're changing and expecting and or shifting to receive what you deserve. That's some real shit. That's some real shit. If you don't think you are receiving what you deserve from friendships, from personal relationships, from business relationships, anybody or anything that's in your life that's not giving you your value and your worth, this is why Venus is in retrograde. It's showing you what it is in your face, real clear like. So it's like, can you please pay attention, especially on Sunday as the sun hits that? Can you please pay attention to this vulnerable message? This is why you possibly maybe need to alter your relationship with this person, because they don't value you in the way that you think you do. You think they do. Ask questions. You'll see. On Sunday, the moon sextiles Mars. Shine and move, shine and move. The moon sextiles Uranus going retrograde. Difference is good. Ouch. Difference is good. So prove it so you can feel it. Difference is good. So prove it so you can feel it. I'm over this, y'all. I know I did Sunday real quick, but there's really not too much to say about that. And I really went through the hardest parts in detail as much as possible, only because I think that's going to be the little hurdle to get up over Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Questions? What up, Phoenix? Can you shed some light on what exactly the Lion's Gate is and how best to utilize the energy it admits? So the Lion's Gate, isn't it like that 8-8 portal, something like that? It's tomorrow, right? Because it's August 8th and it's the 8-8 portal. It's the number vibration, isn't it? Can somebody answer that for me? Because truly, I don't know it in its completion. I just know that every so often, and this is how I'd like to answer the question, Phoenix. You can always Google and get more detailed information. But if this is what I think you're speaking of, anybody knows when the huts start? Oh, I'll answer that in a minute. Thank you for asking that. If this is what you're speaking of, whenever we have any kind of portals, which means there's some energy shifts that are happening, right? Which means basically we are being forced to evolve at a quicker speed when these portals open. Yes, tomorrow. Thank you, Maya. But the portals are open. There's like an influx, of like, give you an analogy, Phoenix and everybody else. When you walk into, and I've probably said this before, when you walk into the supermarket and you get that big blast of wind that comes down in the doorway, so the flies and the bugs don't get in. That's how it kind of feels when a portal opens on 8-8 or other kind of portals throughout the year, whatever. Even eclipses are portals. That's why we talk about them so much, right? It's basically a moment in time in which we decide to level up and utilize that energy for wherever it wants to take the consciousness of evolution. Does that make sense? So in those moments, my suggestion is to be as clear and as aware as possible. So what's that look like? Meditation? That looks like absolutely for a good couple of hours tomorrow, shutting the TV off of any kind of other outer vibration that wants to affect us, stimulate us, overstimulate us, involve and feed us bullshit. You dig what I'm saying? We need to shut all those things down, at least for a good couple of hours, 2-3 hours. So as the shift in this portal is open and being adjusted, we can be ready for it. Clear, sober, clear, open, not full off of a lot of food. And the reason why I say that is because physically, when we're digesting food, a lot of our chakras and energy portals shut down because the body is doing a lot of work during digestion. So when you want to go into this meditation and receive this portal energy, then don't eat as much, or wait until, the end of the day, or when you're almost about to eat, just before you're about to eat. You dig what I mean? Clear the area around you. Basically, just be in a position to receive, Phoenix, and ask for what you want, because the 8-8 is manifestation. That Lion's Gate portal is about manifestation, about what you want, not only including money, but also the manifestation of anything that you want in your life. You understand what I'm saying? Joy, happiness, good sex, a new car, understanding, the things that you don't even, that your people don't even know you asked for. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Venus, I hope that helps. The hut is going to start, and I just said this to myself earlier today, September 11th. I'm going to put out it's going to go from September 11th to October 31st. I'm going to put up flyers next week. All right. Next week, Monday. So you guys, you ladies, can start to register if you like. I'm only taking 8 people. I like small groups. So if you want to get in, I'm sorry, I'm doing and thinking 3 things at one time. Register when I put the flyer up, okay? So once a week for 8 weeks, starting September 11th through October 31st. Boom. There you go. All right. You with me, Phoenix? Thank you for understanding that. I'm going to be truthful with you. To answer that question a little bit fully, y'all already know this, I think. My sun is in Cancer, but it's situated in the 11th house, which makes me act like an Aquarius a lot. And I get very rebellious, and I do not like to follow trends. So oftentimes when I see a lot of other people put up, oh, this is the magic portal, and this is the time when we do this, and and it becomes a trendy kind of thing, I honestly and obviously turn away from it. Because to me, it's like another one of these money grabbing opportunities that want to distract us. People could say that about astrology, say that about me, for all I know. But at the same time, I do believe that sometimes it's just way too much. And I personally have to be a little selective about what I take on as a modality and an understanding of certain things, because then it's too much for me. I'm not an information person. I'm a vibration person. Information is good, but I only utilize the information I vibrate with. Okay, that's it. Oh, thank you, Asa. I miss you. Hope you come to the next retreat. You would enjoy Costa Rica. Thank you, Asa. I know you're gonna come again, sweet Taurus lady. All right. So if anybody wants to put their moon, rising, and sun, now is the time. I don't know where we're going, but I have a couple of really, really special places in mind, Asa. I'm so fucking excited. I'm gonna tell you, I was on a plane. I want to stretch and yawn, but I can't do it as much. I was on the plane going, where are we going? Where are we going? Where we going? KB, sun is in Cancer, moon is in Aquarius, Capricorn rising. Now, I don't know if I did you before, KB, but I'm gonna do this. I'm glad. And then I got you, Carla, and then that's it. I'm gonna do KB and Carla, and that's that. Okay, y'all. Thank y'all. Catch me on Friday. I'll be here on Freestyle Fridays. I'll read a couple more people. All right. So since Kay and Carla were the first 2 up, we'll do the rest on Friday if you come through. KB, love the fact that you have that Cancer moon, Cancer sun, because I'm a Cancer. Happy belated solar return to you. Sweet, sweet lady. That moon in Aquarius helps you out a lot too in some ways, because that Cancer energy can be really, really clingy, possessive, highly, highly sensitive. That's weird. They're trying to get at me, y'all. Can be really highly, 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 highly sensitive. But also sometimes can be, again, did I say possessive and too smothering with their love? That's Cancer's. That's Cancer mama like information. And we do it with love, but sometimes it can be too much. Now, the reason why I set it up like that is because your moon, which is Cancer's ruler, by the way, the moon is in a whole nother vibration, which is Aquarius, which allows you personally to be a little bit less possessive, a little bit less attached than most Cancers, like myself and probably a bunch of other people, right? Because your emotional nature is to say, you know what, I'll pull back from this, even though the Cancer mother in me wants to rescue everybody and their cats and dogs. Your emotional response, your knee-jerk response is like, wait, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'll assist them, but not with so much emotional understanding, and which is going to take me out. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But remember, with your children, if you have children or if you're about to have children, to always be that Cancer, because they'll feel that detachment as a mom if you don't apply it when it's needed. Just want to put that out there, right? Because you can be so detached that your kids will be like, Mom, are you here? You around? You good? Even though the Cancer is like, yes, I'm a mother, the mother sign of the zodiac. That moon in Aquarius can make you feel far away with your children. Understand that. Now, that Capricorn rising is a whole other game changer, right? That Capricorn rising on some level is, again, I like the good and the bad, the up and the down. I want y'all to see it all. In regards to the good, it helps to, again, protect the Cancer. Cancer energy is not easy energy to walk on a planet with, y'all. Again, because we absorb everything and everybody. Shit that's ours and shit that ain't even ours. We absorb it, right? Consciously and subconsciously, right? That Capricorn, being the opposite of that Cancer energy, wants to fend that off, pushes that absorption back, right? Because it says, wait, hold on. Even if it's in a stoic kind of structured, kind of authoritative way, it says, wait, hold on, that ain't my shit. Especially with your moon in Aquarius, like, wait, back up. Let me be helpful, but my emotional nature is going to be a little detached from this shit. What's really going on? I want to keep the peace, but I ain't trying to save your whole fucking family, is what that moon in Aquarius says. And then that Capricorn rise says, yes, let me be an authority of me and everybody else around me because I'm in control of myself and everything else, right? That's good when it helps to control that emotional nature that the Cancer just wants to pour out. However, that Capricorn rising can almost always looks like it has everything under control. And when it does, it looks very, very self-righteous and out of place. I hope you understand that, Kay. It looks very, very, now what I mean by that is that when a Capricorn rising person is not doing well, is not feeling like they got it all together, they will double up on the fact that they will make everybody think that they got it all together. And it comes all on their rise. It looks like this. I'm great. What about you? And deflection, deflection, deflection. This is what you did. This is what you did. This is what you did. I'm going to judge you. I'm going to judge you. I'm going to control you. I'm going to control you because my shit is fucked up, but you'll never know that. Is what Capricorn rising energy does. Cuidado, mama. Cuidado, be careful about that. It's okay to be a little vulnerable every now and again to let motherfuckers know that you do have a soft spot, an actual big ass soft spot called a crab belly. All right? Just a little information. Wow, people say I'm intimidating sometimes. Possibly, maybe, depending on if you got Pluto in that first house too. All depends. Capricorn rise can be intimidating. It truly, truly can, oftentimes, because it's Saturn's planet and it looks a little hardcore. But if Pluto is in there, oh, you absolutely look intimidating. That's a hard one to manage right there. I'm just going to leave it like that. Carla Flores, Leo Sun, Gemini Rise, Cancer Moon. Now, this is really interesting. Unlike the Sun being in Cancer, which is just who you are, right? Okay. Carla has the moon in Cancer, which is harder to manage when it comes to the absorption of hello, Sonja, of emotions. Because the moon is out there. The moon is like, I'm gonna pick it all up. Your rise picks it up too, for sure, but it's more on a defense, right? The moon is out there like, this is my job. I have to pick up emotions. So Carla has to really, really, really be careful about the emotions that she picks up on other people, for sure. Okay? Being that the Leo sun, she'll want to take care of them too. Leo energy is not like the mama, because that's Cancer. But Leo energy is so generous, it feels like the mama. It feels like the playful big mama with all the kids around them. And then we'll give the kids back to their parents when the sun goes down. That's Leo energy for you. I'll take care of all your kids until it's time to them motherfuckers to leave. So you are big mama energy, and then you have that sun and moon in Cancer that wants to take on their emotions and adopt everybody's child. But then that Gemini rising is interesting. You got to watch her because she's non-committal to a lot of things. You understand what I'm saying? She'll flip on a motherfucker. That rising will go, yeah, I'll take care of your kids. And then the rising 2 weeks later be like, bitch, I never said that. I don't know what you're talking about. Without a care in the world. Without a care. Thank you, Bijou. I appreciate that. This is all for Carla. I don't know if she's still here. Is she still here? I'm just saying, watch that thing. Gemini rising, I love. Again, it keeps you superficial too. So on one level, it keeps you away from absorbing too many people's emotions. If that moon don't go out there too much, it'll keep you away from it because that Gemini is like, well, let me battle. Let me not battle. Let me balance it out. Let me figure it out. Let me juggle all these opportunities and keep it light and airy. You dig? Superficial. That's what I mean by superficial. Keeping it light and airy, non-committal. You know, so that can help you, but at the same time, if you say you're gonna do something for somebody, please don't do that, because you show like you have heart, and then your Gemini rise is like, but to protect myself on this given Tuesday, I ain't doing shit. Y'all motherfuckers can kick rocks, and then you start like having enemies. You know what I mean? Leaving a trail of casualties and shit. You don't want to do that. Oh yeah, you hear, Carla? Okay. Good. I'm glad you got something out of it. All right. That is the end of that, y'all. I think I've been here long enough. A minute, an hour and 21 minutes. So I want to read a card before we all go off into our respective worlds. If you have a question, now would be the time to put that question up. Question mark in the front and the back. I will peruse this little timeline real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anybody's questions. I'm so glad. I'm so happy to be back and to assist you all. I missed you. Said that for the third, fourth time. And I'm glad you all have been safe. You've been carrying on, doing the things that you need to do. I see no questions as I stall and share the space. So let's just keep going. You're welcome, Kay. Again, if you want to donate to my channel, give a girl a quick donation. Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal's in the description box below. Also, just, have some new people subscribe. I'd love to grow the channel. More information that goes out, the better, we are as a community. And that's only for those that can resonate with it. We don't need no fakeums. You dig? You dig? Oh, thank you, Angelique, the artist. I appreciate you. Okay. All right. So let's go to the card. Thank you, great Mother, Father, God, and all my guardian angels and ancestors. Thank you. Amen. All right, y'all. Whew, I like this card. Consciousness. Did we not just talk about this on some level? Consciousness, being conscious, being aware, absolutely, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so you don't trip up and wreck yourself. Listen to the card. Just listen to the card. Tell me if we didn't touch on this. Most of the cards in this suit of the mind, right, are either cartoon-like or trouble, because the influence of the mind in our lives is either generally ridiculous or oppressive, sometimes. But this card of consciousness shows a vast Buddha figure. He is so expansive, he has gone even beyond the stars, and above his head is pure emptiness. He represents the consciousness that is available to all who become a master of the mind and can use it as the servant that is meant to be. When you choose this card, it means that there is a crystal clarity available right now, detached, rooted in the deep stillness that lies at the core of your being. There's no desire to understand from the perspective of the mind. The understanding you have now is existential, whole, in harmony with the pulse of life itself. Accept this great gift and share it. Ashe, amen, ashe. I hope y'all understand that. And if you don't, ask a quick question. But I want to explain something a little bit further. And I do this because I read these cards for my clients, the actual deck, of course, not what's on the app on my phone. But I have to explain that line when it says that the mind is meant to be a servant. I'd never, ever, ever, ever want to disrespect any of the powers that each sign has, or anybody has for that matter, right? And air signs usually are really, really masterminds when it comes to their intellect, their sign. We need air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Always, it helps to bring a very cerebral balance to existence. But what they are speaking about in regards to the mind and it being the servant, I know y'all understand this, but I want to be a little clearer. The way I see it and the way it's explained through these cards and this incredible deck is that the soul is the master. Your spirit is the master. This flesh, this shit is going to go. It's going to die. It's going to leave. But the only thing that remains, this brain even, is going to go, right? The only thing that remains to be the master is the spirit, is the soul, is the one that's never dying, always evolving. That's what preps us and that prompts us and that leads us in this life. That's why meditation, that's why slowing down, that's why being compassionate, that's why all of this information is in these wonderful modalities that we have are apparent. Why? So it can help us to tap back into what's the master, our soul, our journey. The mind is the servant to our soul. The mind in the order of the way that I'm teaching and the way that this deck says, the mind responds to what the soul says to do. When we flip that shit and we start thinking that our mind and our arrogance and our playing games and head games and information is key and blah, 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 and that rules over our heart space and our soul space, then we are not using the mind as the servant. We are allowing the mind to run us. And here's the soul's job is not to fight. When you think you're a fighter or a warrior and that's coming from your soul, in my opinion, that's very, very untrue. The soul is a peaceful existence. It didn't come here to destroy. It came here just to live its fucking existence, to get the lessons and move the fuck on, right? So the mind, if it begins to be the master, can actually allow us to walk into some situations that the soul ain't got shit to do with. And the soul, again, is not going to fight. It's just going to say, all right, that's what you want to do. You want to make them plans? Go ahead, do that thing. But in about 2.5 years, I'm going to be on your back again and tell you, yo, this is not what I wanted to do. Even though you thought we were supposed to move halfway around the world and get married to this new cat, and now you realize that he's not the cat to be married to, I just want to let you know that what we were supposed to do was stay in California and be a teacher. I'm just saying. The mind is the servant to what the soul needs to do. And that is the real definition of consciousness and what's explained in this card for this week. Listen to your heart, your soul. They are one and the same. This society fucks it up and tells us the heart and soul is not the same. It is one and the same. Your emotional responses and your human ego flips it out. But the heart and soul is one and the same, in my opinion. So do what your heart and soul says to do this week, y'all. Don't let that heady shit confuse you. That Virgo Gemini brawl that's about to happen this week. Don't let it do it. Stay with what you know is right for you and only for you. You can only answer to your own journey. All right? Okay. I'm gone. I see y'all next time on Friday, Freestyle Fridays. I'll come and do a whole bunch of readings, okay? Enjoy this whole week. And remember who you are always. Adios. Te quiero mucho.